Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss about synchronization. I hope you have seen the previous videos where we discussed about multi-threading. Java provides a mechanism to deal with threads. We have seen how to create different threads, multiple threads, how we can deal with that. And today we are going to see how more effective way we can handle this. So the topic is synchronization. Synchronization is something where you have more than two threads, and these threads need access to a shared resource, and we have to make sure that the resources will be used by only one thread at a time. So the process by which we achieve this is called synchronization. I repeat, you have got many threads, and you have to make sure that only one thread is going to access a shared resource at a time. This process is known as synchronization. And how we are going to implement this is we have something called monitor. You might have studied in your operating system. So I'm not telling much about the monitors. Let us see what your textbook says. So monitor is an object that is used as a mutually exclusive log or mutex. So whoever is having control over this monitor, they can run the program. Those threads can execute. So this is about monitors. So let us see how we are going to do this. Normally, if you compare your Java and C, uh, or your C and C++ don't have a facility to deal with this. There is nothing called synchronization. But if you take your Java have a special feature to deal with this. C and C++ take the help of operating system primitives. Your OS is going to deal with this. But Java has got its own methods, its own implementation methods or techniques to deal with this. So normally we can what you call implement this synchronization using two ways. One is you can use synchronized method. Second thing is you can use synchronized blocks. So let us see the first one, which is using synchronized methods. Before we see how this works, let us see a small program without synchronization. So as the heading says, you can look at this. This program is not synchronized. So this is not synchronized. The meaning is very simple. More than one thread can access a single method. There is so normally we call it as race condition. They'll be competing each other to execute or access a single method. So in operating system language, this is known as race condition. So let us see a method, a program without using synchronized or without using synchronized keyword. So as you could see here, we have a class called call me, which is having a method called call, and what it does is which is going to print a message. So what is that in MSG? Before this, you have a square bracket. Look at this square brackets. I hope you can see this. There is a square bracket that is inside double quote. As I told before, whatever you give in the double quote, which is going to print as it is. After this opening square bracket, you are going to print a message, and you have a try block. Your thread is going to sleep for this many seconds, and once it is done, you are going to print the right or closing of your square bracket. So this is very simple. Your method call is going to print a message within a square bracket. Let us see the remaining part of your program. Yeah, so this is you have another class called caller, which is having one variable which is of type string, as you could see here, and there is an object called target, and this is of type your call me is your first class. So you have created an object of the first class here, and you have an object of class thread, which is t. We have created three objects. One is three variables: msg of type string, target is of type call me, and t is of type thread. Let us see what it does. This is having another method called caller, and look at this. Target is equal to trg. What this is going to do? This is going to initialize the variable. Trg will be assigned to target and s will be assigned to your message. So this is a place we are going to create threads. So look at this statement. T is equal to new thread. This indicates using the current object we are going to create an object. So look at this statement very carefully. This is a place we are going to create the objects. Sorry, create the threads. T dot start. I hope everyone remember how to create a thread and how to start the thread. T dot start is going to call the run method. So please be very careful with this. Please try to understand this. Nowhere you can see we call the run method directly. So this is a what you call job or it's a responsibility of your start method to call the run method. So the moment you see t dot start intent call the run method. So what it does is which is going to call target dot call. Target is an object of the class, your first class. That is something but your call me. Look at this is a place we created it. So we have called the method target dot call with what is there in MSC variable, and we have another class called sync. So you have a main method call me target new call me, which is going to call the constructor of the class called call me, and target is an object. And for the second class we have created three objects, ob1, ob2 and ob3. You have created three objects. Look at this. And when you create the first object of the second class, so which is going to take two parameters, target. Target is an object reference to the first class and hello is your string. Look at this. See, call me targ. Now what is there in targ? The targ will be assigned to the target. And what is there in s if you take the first case, which is hello. So s is hello and s will be assigned to msg. Now what happens? It will come to this t is equal to new thread, this t dot start. So you are going to call the start method. Start intent calls the run method. Target dot call. Look at this. It will go to the method call inside the first class, which is your call me. So what call does? What is the MSG? Hello is there. System dot out dot print line. You have a square bracket, and what is inside MSG may print or may not be printed. So what happened is you are creating three objects here. All three objects is going to create three separate threads for this. So what happened? In fact, all these threads is going to compete each other. So you will be getting an output like this. So this is wait for and ob1.t.join. This all the threads is going to wait for threads to end. This is we have studied before, so nothing to worry about this part. So you will be getting output like this: hello synchronized world. Actually, what was the expected output? Hello should be in the square bracket, synchronized should be in the square bracket, and world should be in the square bracket. But that was the expected output. But what we get is something different. Look at this. So we are getting erroneous output. So what is the solution for this? So what to fix this? The preceding program we are going to serialize. Serialize using what? Synchronized keyword. So look at this. What changes we have made in the previous program? Look at call me method, call me class. We have a method call, and before this call, we have used a keyword called synchronize. If you are doubt, you can go to the previous one and you can see this. So I'm talking about this. So this is my call me, and this is my call method. So let us see how this program works in the previous video. So I hope you understood this. We are talking about what is synchronization, how we can deal with this. We have something called monitor, and there are two ways we can deal other than the monitors. One is you can use synchronized method, and second one is synchronized blocks. So in the next video, I'll talk about the program. I'm going to explain this, and I hope you understood what is synchronization. Thank you. Have a nice day.